fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. I ask you, what will it take to end hunger in Miami? When I was a teenager, my mother took me to see Mother Teresa. I'll never forget, she was a petite and soft-spoken woman, the way that she touched my face and kissed my forehead. However, Mother Teresa was armed with enormous amounts of courage and conviction. She was at a summit at a conference where they were talking about homelessness and hunger in Miami. After listening quietly for a while, she got up and she said, "In the richest country in the world, you can't solve this? Give them to me." And she turned around and she walked out. Shortly thereafter, she opened a mission in Miami and had been feeding the hungry here ever since. Her words have stuck with me all these years, along with a tinge of shame that we couldn't, or perhaps better said, wouldn't end hunger here in my hometown. Today, I'm going to go over the challenge of ending hunger here in Miami, offer a solution, and articulate some of the barriers I believe we need to overcome to get it done. There are 2.5 million people living in Miami-Dade. The Census Bureau defines a household as at least 3 people or more. Our average household income here is $43,000. That means 50% of the households live on less than $43,000 a year, a full $10,000 less than the national average. Of that 50%, 19% of them live in abject poverty, under $18,000 a year. I suspect it's pretty safe to say that those households go hungry. Now I ask you, for a moment, close your eyes and think of a time when you were hungry. Okay. Now, unless you were voluntarily fasting or dieting, you were probably able to resolve that hunger in just a few hours. I don't know about you, but when I'm hungry, it becomes my sole controlling thought. I can't think, and I'm irritable. Most of you will be familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and at the base are the physiological needs of air, water, and food. Before you can go up that pyramid to things like housing and security and then on from there, we have to resolve food, air, and water. So in Miami, we still haven't resolved this basic issue of hunger. And I assert that until we do, we won't be able to solve the other social and civic concerns of our community. I once heard it said that hunger is not about a scarcity of food. It's a scarcity of democracy. Democracy is defined as a situation or an organization where things are equal. Is that possible when it comes to hunger? One day while doing research, I came across an article titled, "The City That Ended Hunger." Intrigued, I read on to find that Belo Horizonte in Brazil, its 4th largest city, ended hunger 15 years ago. It's the same size as Miami, with as many people, and a similar percentage of them living in abject poverty. When the new mayor took office in 1993, she said food is a right of citizenship. If you're too poor to buy food in the market, you are no less a citizen, and I am still accountable to you. Through partnering with government and universities, church and business community, fellow citizens and farmers, they were able to resolve the issue of hunger in their community within 5 years. Perhaps the greatest lessons from Belo was how easy it was to get done, and in such a short time. They did it with a cost to the city of 2% of its budget. wonder, if they can do it there, why can't we do it here? First of all, we would have to believe that it's possible, that it can get done. There will be those who will say, it's not possible, not here in the States. I disagree. There are a number of resources already at work on ending hunger in Miami right now. And what I assert is missing is a coordination of their efforts. We will have to coordinate the efforts of multiple sectors just like they did in Brazil in order to be able to resolve it. To begin this process, I assert that representatives of the many constituents and concerned parties must get into a dialogue and create a comprehensive plan. It's a huge endeavor with many moving parts. However, we cannot let threatened self-interests, weak imaginations, and cynicism and complacency to stand in our way. A summit titled, "What Will It Take?" has been set for September 13th of this year. If you're somebody who's interested or knows someone who should be there, please see me at the end of our meeting today. I welcome your thoughts. In conclusion, the real challenge to ending hunger is not a scarcity of food, it's a scarcity of democracy and accountability. One solution is the coordination of those efforts and the integration of other resources and collaborative thinking. And to overcome the barriers, each of us must shake off our own cynicism and complacency and engage in a dialogue with courage and conviction to end hunger in our community once and for all.